So not only are the Pokemon market limiting supply, giving an opportunity for scalpers, not only are distributors hiking up the prices or not releasing a lot for pre-order where they've got to do below MSRP, but we're also seeing retailers like Costco increasing the price before pre-orders, as they did for the Blooming Waters, and they're throttling stock as well, only releasing about a third of or a sixth, I think it was, of the stock that they had. So the Pokemon market and the Pokemon supply has been absolutely ruined by all of these different levels of bottlenecking that we have throughout the supply chain. And when the demand stays high and all of this is going on, prices, and it's a field day for scalpers, prices are way too high. So if anyone doesn't know, Costco recently dropped their Blooming Waters sort of 4 or 5 days ago, and apparently they had over 2,000 units to release and only released 388 units. So 400 out of 2,000, about a fifth. And the question is why? Because we have limited supply by Pokemon, and they could easily print more. This is the biggest IP in the world, one of the richest companies in the world. And if you play the games, you know, or if you're in any circles talking about the games, you know there's a lot of conversation about why will they not just improve their games? Why are the graphics so bad? Why are the animations so bad? Why is it so laggy? What's going on with the Pokemon games? With the biggest IP in the world, what is going on? And seemingly think they just don't care. They only really care about their bottom line, and they're not willing to affect that in any way by building a bigger team. It's true, in Japan it can be very slow changing. They have a lot of sort of traditional attitudes, particularly in the business world and in the workplace. So maybe that is an aspect to it. But it's across the board with the Pokemon Company, Nintendo to an extent as well, which is ironic considering Nintendo is one of the most innovative companies in the world when it comes to gaming. Pokemon Company, not so. The major innovation is now Pokemon can move in a battle. It was in Pokemon Go sort of 4 or 5 years ago, or how long it was, but yeah, not the most innovative thing, something that's been demanded for a while, but for some reason, every time there's the slightest innovation, we go crazy. I'll still buy the game. I like the Legends games, and yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, Pokemon Company, they could print more. They could open new factories. They could print everything to the ground if they wanted to. Not a hypothetical. If they wanted to, they could do it. They can make sure that there is constant stock for everybody in every country for every set if you want to buy it. They don't want to, because they don't want to lessen the hype. It's good for the brand. It's good for the continuity of Pokemon, that there's a lot of hype around it. It's dragging new people into it because it gets media headlines, it gets lots of clicks, it's pushed by YouTube, all the algorithms. There's a lot of hype around it. It's a social thing. They've really entered into the social fabric of current Western society. Great thing for Pokemon. However, it's a very dangerous game to manage because you do not want to alienate a load of people who never actually get to see any cards, just hype around it. Because it's hard to have nostalgia around a product you never actually physically had. You just watched videos about it. You watched videos about people fighting scalpers, or scalpers fighting scalpers, running into stores in America, elbowing children, grandfathers. You just see people talking about market talk. You should invest in this, you should invest in that. You never actually get any cards. So if people don't actually have it, very hard for them to be nostalgic about it. It's always some scarce thing. It's not a regular part of their childhood. You want these people to grow up in the future and be big consumers. That's where a lot of collectibles really survive and also die, because they just rely on this core base. And it's also why we see a lot more attention towards the adult consumer, ETBs, the Lego 18 plus sets as well. A lot of attention for the adult child, I suppose, is one way of looking at it. So Pokemon could deal with this. That would eliminate scalpers. That was readily available product at MSRP. What are you going to scalp? The best that you can do is see something which goes on 20% sale, buy it, flip it for MSRP, or hold it for the end of a print run. Fine. Fair enough. That's what you want to do. Go for it. And to be honest, that sort of scalping, like it would fall under the scalping category, is pretty tolerable. People don't actually mind that much. It's a sense of sort of local arbitrage. Your local Sainsbury's has a discount. Cool. Go get it, list it online. Because people have lots of options where they would get it instead, but maybe you can beat that price. And now we see there's another bottleneck being added with these stores. Costco jacking up the price just before release. In fairness, $57.99 for the Blooming Waters thing wasn't a bad price. They only put it up from $54.99 to $57.99. So it's fair. I don't really have hate for Costco towards that. If they had price gouged a lot, then it would be a bit more confusing. But seeing that sort of change in price doesn't always sit well with people. You would rather that there is more pricing consistency. But my issue is with this staggering strategy. They released 388, and they've got the rest of the 2,000 to release, maybe in 5 batches, 4 batches, who knows? Because it's almost as though, here, we'll put this 388 now. Scalpers get what they want. They list it, people buy. We have the rest. Scalpers eat it all up. Sell it out, it all goes, and sell it again. And if they release a 2,000 all at once, maybe the same thing would happen. It just gets all taken up by scalpers. And to be honest, it wasn't really announced that well. You have to really be checking. So I think Stock Checker is one of the places to do that. Or this sort of article which says how many they actually released was on the stockchecker.com website. But I just think it's a bit scummy behaviour by Costco, in my opinion. Pokemon Company aside, distributors aside, scummy behaviour on that side as well, personally. Scalpers throw into that bucket. But Costco as well, and retailers who are doing this, who are staggering release, who are not allowing product to come up. If they charge a higher price in the future, double that scummy behaviour. If it goes above $57.99. Terrible. It's just not... It just doesn't sit well as a consumer. On that, they're a business. They bought this product, they can sell it for whatever they like. And the market sets the price. When you have this question, are Pokemon prices too high? I don't know. People keep buying them, so they're not really too high because they're not sitting on shelves. They're being sold out. And that would suggest that no, the prices are... People are willing to pay those prices. And that's a sad thing, but that is really what the price is. There's no way to set a price because you can put whatever margins you want, whatever margin you think fair. In a restaurant business, maybe it'll be 5x. In the Pokemon business, maybe it's just 10% in terms of shops selling cards. So when you have this, it's a little scummy. It doesn't help the situation. Everyone's aware of the situation that is around Pokemon at the moment. And to be honest, only getting 2,000 of Blooming Waters for suppliers as big as Costco, that really gives you an indication of how bad allocations are at the moment. But then throttling it themselves, what's going on? Keep supply down, demand doesn't change. If anything, demand increases because there's even more hype around it. One by one, the most hype set, probably, I don't know, you want to say we'll ever see, but things get close to it. But probably the most hype set that we will ever see, at least in this generation. And it's sad. I understand that probably either way scalpers would have got it, but flooding the market is one way to make what scalpers do less effective. As more people have access to product, more people can get their hands on it. And I'm not just blaming Costco, as I said, I'm blaming everybody, distributors, Pokemon Company as well. We need more product in the market, more people able to get it. One, it will dissuade scalpers because there's not too much money that can be made. You don't know when reprints are coming. So you don't know when new stock is going to hit the market. But at the moment, these reprints coming out, we all know they're going to be ineffectual. We all know they're not going to do anything because Pokemon haven't enhanced their supply chain. They haven't improved any of their logistics. They're not printing more. They're just going to print an amount. It's going to get swallowed up by the market because they're playing and they're erring on the side of caution in terms of meeting too much demand. They don't want to meet all the demand because then they lose the hype, they lose the demand for Pokemon. So it's a fine line they're walking, and I think they're always going to err just below the line or way below the line if they're being too careful, and this is going to continue. So if you're waiting for the reprint, if you think they're going to fix something, I'm sorry, they're not. Nothing will change with that. If you think I'm wrong, I'd love to be wrong. I'm waiting for a Pokemon crash because if you want to grow a business, that's the time to do it, getting the English product. It's also the time to make money because a market crash is when everything is on sale. In the Pokemon market, in the stock market as well. Let me know what you think. Is this scummy behaviour by Costco? Should they have done something differently? Is there anything that anyone can do, apart from Pokemon, to fix the scalping situation? Obviously consumers can. They can stop buying. They could buy Japanese or Korean instead. Sponsor for today's video, me. Chase Club, link down in the description. If you want to buy Japanese or Korean, rip packs for a fair price, link down in the description. Come by there, see the reviews, see what different products we have, just sort of expanding the Japanese section. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.